What is up, guys? Tomcat here, and today we are back in Forza Motorsport 7, taking a look at this gorgeous Volvo touring car. And while we're not going to look at that car for very long, it is absolutely beautiful. Now, what I wanted to do in this particular video is go over the customization with you guys, like completely go over the customization, because the customization in Forza Motorsport 7, there are some new little tweaks that they've done that really improve the flow of the shop. And when you're going around in the shop, you kind of feel like, at least you used to feel like things were slow and clunky. They're not slow and clunky anymore. Now, we're going to find a car real quick to do some customization work on, and I think it's going to be, let's see if we can go and get over to Nissan or Mazda. Well, actually, you know what? Where's Mazda? Where's Mazda? Should be right. Oh, for God's sake. Come on. Mazda, where are you at? There you are. Jeez. Okay, so we're going to grab ourselves a Mazda Miata, a first-gen Mazda Miata, so we can show basically every little piece of the shop. And honestly, like, normally I wouldn't grab a Miata, but like I feel like everybody would use something like a 240 or something like that. But no, we're just going to buy it with stock parts. We're not going to homologate it, which basically homologation, or the term homologation as it's used in Forza Motorsport 7, is pretty much the same thing as quick upgrade that it was in previous games. So we're going to go ahead and go to tuning and upgrades, and we're going to build this thing. So let's go ahead and go straight to the upgrade shop, and firstly, let's get some quick stuff out of the way, like race brakes, if it'll, well, there we go. Let's get race brakes on the car. And the thing is, you buy each part right off the bat. So you're not having to mess around with different menus or add things to a cart and buy it at the end. You just buy stuff immediately as you go along, which the nice part about that is that you get rid of all of that menu lag that kind of has plagued these menus for a long time. Now let's go ahead and do that full race weight reduction. Bring this thing down to 1,971 pounds, and let's go ahead and build out the drivetrain too. I'm just doing all the supporting mods now, because if we do supporting mods, we'll basically have everything that we need to support whatever setup we want. So that's what I'm trying to do here, is make a really good basis for every single part that we want to put in this car. Because if we do something crazy like, you know, a turbo build or whatever, or a drift build, we'll already have the necessary parts in the car, and they're going to be tough enough to handle whatever we decide to throw at it. So, big part here is you have, obviously, your street, sport, race, and drag compounds. It's a Miata, so we're definitely not using a drag compound. We're going to stick, well, we're going to actually leave the tires alone right now. We'll come back and do the tires later when we try, like, when we figure out what the actual purpose of this car on track is going to be. But I'm going to show you guys through the wheels and show you all the wheels. So going through every single wheel that we have, we've got a lot of wheels that are returning from previous games. Most of the wheels are returning from previous games. However, a lot of them have been kind of I guess I would say remastered is the correct term to use. Updated is also a good term to use. There are also a couple of brand new wheels that are hidden in here that you wouldn't really see unless you were looking for them. Some of them are very specific in terms of, like a special type of wheel. Others are wheels that I feel like you wouldn't use them unless someone was specifically looking for them. So generally when it comes down to wheels, I feel like people are going to come in here, they're going to put the wheels on that they normally use in Forza games, and they're going to go from there. Now, but like I said, if you take the time to go through all of these wheels, you will find some wheels that surprise you, and you'll be like, oh, I didn't know that was there. Or, for example, these Speedline F1 wheels, those are crazy deep, and it's weird actually, because you put them on this Miata, and it doesn't look right, because the hub is like way further in than the tire actually is. But then you go to look, and it's like, but where is it? So you have to run wide tires to make those look right, but they are one of my favorite new wheels to the game. The TE37s have always been here, and they will always be here, and they should always be here, because it's a TE37. Like, who cannot like a TE37? Now going through the next category of wheels, you got a lot of ADV1s in here that we're used to. We've got some BBSs. We've got, now I can't remember if the BBS E55 is new or not. I believe it is, but we're going to go ahead and go on from there. We've got the 1552s, as you guys remember from Horizon 3. We've got basically whatever ones of those that you want. We've got the Hammond wheels. Those are back. Those have been in the series for years and years and years and years. They're kind of like old standby wheels almost. Now, the HRE collection is pretty big still, and you're going to be getting pretty much everything that has been around for HRE since they were introduced to the game, or at least since they introduced the really massive catalog. You've got your rotiform stuff if you want to do any kind of, like, I guess, crazy stance build or something, if that's your thing, or if you want to do, like, these are always the go-to, like, rice build wheels. The rotiform USFs are interesting because they're super concave, but they've got this weird kind of retro vibe to them. Now, in the final category, the specialized rim style, or specialized wheel style, I like to call them wheels. That's technically what they are, not rims. But these BBS turbo fans, you can't really see until you change the color, but trust me, put them on a car, change the color, and they're like crazy. They're some of the craziest wheels you'll ever put on anything. At least in my opinion, they're some of the craziest wheels that a car will ever get. In Forza, for example. These Halibran Indy wheels, they're kind of an interesting look, and I think especially on something small like a Miata, they actually fit quite well because they've got a little bit of that retro vibe going on. Now, the XD 228 Machetes, they're very much so an off-road wheel, but I don't know quite what you would apply them to car-wise. These OZ F1 wheels, I love them. They're so retro. They're so funky. They're so cool. The F1 Deep, the Volk turbofan, like, there's so many crazy things here. Like, the Alumistar beadlocks are absolutely wild. Like, absolutely, absolutely wild. But I'm going to go ahead and stick a set of these OZ F1 wheels on this Miata. We'll go ahead and apply them to the car. We just buy them right off the bat. And as far as sizing goes, I'm actually going to leave them the stock size, but I'm going to like go crazy wide on the tires. So we're going with a 235 front and, well, should it allow, oh, damn. It gives us the option of a 265 in the back, which Miatas don't normally run staggered, which actually, you know what? They need to be a little bit bigger. That's a 14, a 15, a 16, a little big. Let's go with a 15. A 15 will allow them to maintain that retro look while actually kind of accenting the wheel a little bit more just because they're a tiny bit bigger. Now, body-wise, you've got a few different things that you can do for the Miata. I'm going to go with the street bumper because it's got that really well-known kind of chin spoiler look that a lot of Miatas go for. Forza wing on the back. I'm not going to do the Racing Beat wing because it's kind of like, it's just a little bit too understated for me. Racing Beat rear bumper, though, that is definitely going to be a thing. The side skirts are just going to be Racing Beat because they mold directly with the body lines and they look right. They look proper. And we're going to go with the Garage Vari rear bumper. We're going to go with the hood because it's actually got a proper vent for heat extraction for the air that comes right in through the radiator. So the last thing we're going to do here is we are going to bolt a single turbo up to this Miata, single turbo up to the stock engine, then build the crap out of the stock engine and see what we can make for power, because honestly, nobody really ever leaves the stock engine in Miatas, at least in Forza. I mean, they do in real life. A lot of people do the Flying Miata turbo kits or the supercharger kits. I've seen one with like a Roush supercharger that someone converted. Like, someone actually took a Roots style Roush supercharger and somehow made it work on a Miata 1.8 engine. And I mean, they were up at Miatas at the Gap, and it was just such a weird idea, but it actually worked. And it was like properly tuned, and it ran, and he actually like drove it around up on the mountains. And I was like, dude, that is the coolest thing that I've ever seen, like on a Miata engine. Because who takes a Roush supercharger and sticks it on a Miata motor? Like, nobody does that. So we're almost done with the engine. We've almost got it fully built. Actually, we're about to rock 500 horsepower, or close enough to 500 horsepower. So 469 horsepower out of this little Miata 1.8. That's, by the way, you know, it's fully built, but still, 2,029 pounds, 469 horsepower. That's going to be fun. That's going to be really, really, really fun. But that has been a full tour of anything and everything that is new with the customization, new wheels, new wheels and stuff like that. Anything that's new as far as stuff that you can apply to all cars. Now we are going to give this car a quick paint job so we can get it to where we want it. And let's see, we're going to go ahead and do a paint. We're not going to do anything crazy like with vinyls and stuff like that, but we're going to leave that Miata red because it looks really good. And then we're going to go with a polished carbon fiber hood, carbon fiber mirrors. See, this is the thing. This is going to be like one of those really cleanly done Miatas that either you see Miatas that are super over the top or they're relatively stock. This is going to be kind of like an in-between on that. We're going to leave the wheels bronze, so you've got that red and black / red and carbon thing going on. Nobody is going to know that this thing has an almost 470 horsepower turbo engine sitting under the hood, and I cannot wait to take this little monster out on the track. But that has been a full tour of all of the new wheels that are in Forza Motorsport 7 and a little quick build of a Miata. Make sure you guys tune in again later to see more Forza Motorsport 7, more multiplayer, more campaign, and I'll see y'all next time. Talk to you guys later.